Russell Gahagan here from Russell's Fishing Tech. It's been a while. We're coming at you here a little bit post-Christmas brown trout activity. So myself and two buddies, Tanner and Wags, we're going to head out on Lake Michigan out of the port of Port Washington this morning. It's about 9 o'clock, I think, or so. We were letting it warm up a little bit. It's supposed to be a high of like 38 today. We're going to chase some brown trout, might even tangle into some lake trout here right outside the harbor area, and maybe even inside the harbor a little bit here in Port Washington. We're going to use spoons, maybe a few crankbaits on planer boards and mini slide divers to go after these basically midwinter brown trout at this time, even though it's been a mild winter. So come along for the ride. Hopefully we catch some fish. All right, we're all set up here. Got the rods in, kind of worked our way out of the harbor area. We set up inside the harbor, we worked our way out. A couple days ago, the boys were out and caught some fish on the outside of the harbor area here. And what we're doing is basically what I talk about in my brown trout video I've done before, specifically on browns. And then I talk about a lot in my salmon schools when I'm covering brown trout, which is springtime brown trout fishing, which is the most popular, and then anytime late fall or winter brown trout fishing, if you can get out. What you're really looking for is you're looking for a little bit of warmer water. And there's going to be three general areas where you're going to find that. One is going to be any kind of river outlet. In the Sheboygan area, we got the Pigeon River that dumps in. Obviously, the shallow river water is going to be warmer than the deep lake water. So where that river water dumps into the lake a lot of times will create a little bit of a warm pocket there. Probably one of the most popular areas is a harbor area, just like we're fishing here. Wags can probably show you the Port Washington harbor. What we got today is we got, the Port Washington river water again is out here. We're out now quite a ways, all the way out like 35 foot, and it's still 50 degrees out here. If we go north or south either direction, a mile or two, I'm guessing we'll get into the low 40s probably pretty quickly. So this area where there's a little bit warmer water is where I expect the brown trout to be gathered. We just got to figure out where in this area they are. And then the third area, which can be real popular, there's not a lot of them up and down the lakeshore, but where there is and they function, it's real good, and that is power plant discharges. Like in Oak Creek, Wisconsin, which is probably the most popular brown trout area up and down the entire shoreline, there's a power plant that discharges warm water into the lake. There you can see temps even of 60, 70 degrees right now, possibly, in very small pockets. Guys will cast in there. You can troll through that water as well. So we're all set up. We're running 6 planer boards. We got 1 crankbait out with no weight, and then 5 spoons out with small inline sinkers like I talk about a lot. And then we got 2 mini slide divers out with spoons on them as well. So right now we went pretty heavy on the spoon program. That's what we really like, generally speaking, but we're keeping 1 or 2 crankbaits out there just to try to keep them honest and see how it goes. We're going to make a couple loops here, see if we can figure out where exactly in this water the brown trout are hanging, and see if we can do some damage. Box there, nice brown trout. Pretty much what I expected happened. We made 1 loop, kind of got out into we found like 42, 43 degree water. So we knew right away that was getting what we felt like was too cold. So we turned and came back through the warmer water, and we got kind of right back out, almost right in front of the harbor area, back into that 50 degree water. And we hit one on an inline sinker here with a spoon. How far back was that, Wags? 21 feet back, so pretty high, one of our highest rods. Which again, when the water's cold like this, it's not real surprising to have them be real warm. Go throw that one in the box. We got 1 in the box, see if we can catch a few more. Made a couple more passes outside the harbor, decided to come on the inside here. Had 2 quick bites, missed one on Wags' side, and got looks like a smaller brown on my side here, both on spoons. Actually, I take it back. We had 3 quick bites. We had one going inside the harbor that pulled the board back a couple feet, got off. And then another one on that same rod and fight one down on this rod. One of the nice parts about spring and even this winter brown trout fishing is you don't really need specialized equipment. For a lot of the guys, what I call crossover guys that walleye fish, that's all we're using right now is Wags. We got his 18-foot lung here. We're just using his basic walleye setups that he takes to Lake Erie or trolls Green Bay or Winnebago with. And that's all we're using, walleye type boards, walleye rods. It's a nice brown, about the same size. Of course, he's got to fight right at the end here. Got him. Looks like on a Salmon Candy Mini Confusion spoon. I think a copperback one. Yep. That was 21 feet behind the board, real short lead. Last time these guys were out, action was quite a bit better than it's been so far today, but it is early yet. And they were getting them real up high on short leads behind the board, which is pretty common when the water's cold. A lot of times fish will be up real high in the water column, even if you're in 20, 30, 40 feet. A lot of times you're up at the top, 5 feet of the water column or so, because that's where the warmest water is, and a lot of times the bait fish are up there too. So I think we're going to get this rod back out. We'll probably circle around and make another pass in there. Maybe the area is right by the mouth there. One of the things we noticed right away, I was talking with the boys earlier when we were making our first couple passes, is they said they noticed that the warm water wasn't out as far into the lake as it was the last time they were here fishing. So a lot of times if the water gets pushed in, then right at the mouth of the piers and even inside the piers might be your best bet. Because that's where all the warm water is going to be. So I think we're going to probably concentrate, now that we had a couple quick bites, right around that mouth area and just inside the harbor. A little while since we've had a bite, probably about a half hour. The north wind has really picked up. It's a little slower this morning than the boys and I were hoping for, to be honest, but I'm not overly surprised. They were out Friday and had some good action. We had nice 50-degree weather, southeast winds. We got a pretty stiff, now it's a pretty stiff north wind, and just makes that cold front situation a little more difficult. But we did just pop a bite here, hit real hard. I'm not sure what size we got. I'm thinking we got a little nicer brown now maybe, but I think it might have just no, he's there. Not fighting real hard though either, but boy, he's smacked it. He's pulling line out and everything. This one's on a weight rod again, on a spoon. Don't remember for sure, but I think this is Mountain Dew stud. I think it's Mountain Dew stud, maybe like 27 back on a weight rod. Yep, he's still on there. Still feels a little nicer, staying down a little deeper. I think we've had 5 bites total, only boated 2. A couple of bites. This has been a spear 6 feet. Puts one in the board. So, like I said, been a little slower than I would have liked, but we are picking away at them, and it's really nice to be out. I haven't been out since, I don't even know, it's got to be late September. I don't think I got out in October, if I remember right. Maybe I did once, but I don't remember. So it's been a couple of months for me, and it is nice to get out in the water. It's a little brisk now with the wind, but still really nice, mid to upper 30s. Really fun being out here. So hopefully we maybe pick up 1 or 2 more before we head in. trout almost took my glasses. Hot net job. It's been a hot spoon the last two passes here. It's been a Wags picked out a Pro King Pro Spoon with clickers. It's been a good one the last two passes here. We've caught a fish each pass on it. We're working the inside of the harbor only now. It's getting pretty rough on the outside with this north wind. And also the other thing is, because of the north wind, it's kind of cutting the warm water from going out right at the harbor mouth. So we're just kind of making circles here on the inside, and we're getting some bites. The main issue is kind of hard to get a lot of the fish in the boat on the inside. Half the bites or so we get on the slow side, which is the side I'm running over here. And when you do, a lot of times the fish just don't get the hooks. So it seems like if we get a bite on the fast side, we got a good chance of getting it. If we get a bite on the slow side, 50-50. But I think we're like 5 for 9 or 5 for 10 at this point. Really good fishing, in my opinion, for, you know, post-Christmas, December fishing fun. Anyways, hopefully we can maybe pick up 1 or 2 more. We're gonna make another pass or 2 and then probably call it a day. It's starting to get a little chilly now with that north wind probably kicked in at about 15 miles an hour. It's white capping a little bit on the outside of here. But still getting a few bites. See. See if we can avoid Tanner taking my glasses off this time. Oh, new stud on the middle. No, it's the Wonder Wolverine on the inside of that. One that hasn't gone all day yet.
It's only got a 3-mile leader on it.
Got him. One of my favorite brown trout baits, but hadn't gone until now, is Wonder Wolverine. The gold
Thank you.
Yeah. Show the guy the beer. Beer fisherman. I thought we did see one of the guys on the other pier earlier in the day catch one. So you can catch them from shore, you can catch them from the boat. Those guys are all casting or jigging, like a jigging or casting type boat. So been good action. Maybe we'll make a couple more passes, see if we can't put a few more in. I think that's 7, 6 for 11 or so, I'd say. So keep plugging away here. Another pass, another bite on the Pro King clicker. I think it's a really underused brown trout spoon. Great feel on spoon. That's 7, I think now, right? Yep. 7 fish, I think about a dozen bites. Yeah, I don't know, I think we'll probably keep making circles here for a little bit. Tanner's got to be home in a couple hours, but we got probably an hour yet or so, and if we keep getting bites each time around through the harbor here, we'll probably continue to work it here and see what happens.